So Intel Inside was a great example of joint business development. They managed to exchange advertising dollars for a prominent position on the outside of computer manufacturers' boxes. And what computer manufacturers got in exchange was gross margin that they never would have gotten in a low-margin business. Starbucks and Pepsi to promote Frappuccino was a great example of a strategic alliance. Apple and the record labels was another example of a great strategic alliance. But Apple and Foxconn is a great example of a supplier and might at times actually be a good example of a joint venture as well. Fashion Week, well, that's an example of co-opetition. Normally at other times of the year, these high-end clothing manufacturers compete with each other vociferously. But once a year, they get together and cooperate in creating the industry. Standards groups are another example where competitors get together, put aside their differences, and work together towards a common goal of trying to come up with a set of mutually agreed standards. So kind of the ringer in here, that is the one I didn't describe, but all you had to do is go on Google, is the most famous aircraft partnership ever made, were for two of the most unlikely partners, where GE and a French aircraft manufacturer came together to do a joint venture for the CFM56 jet engine, which was one of the most popular turbofans in the world. And so that was a great example of a joint venture and also had a bit of co-opetition in it as well. And then finally, for traffic partners, if you think about all the online airline scheduling sites, Kayak, Expedia, Hipmunk, they're all traffic partners for the airline industry. And in fact, that's how they make their money, is that while you're having a great time figuring out multiple airline schedules, every time you click through to buy a ticket, they are getting paid by the airlines, and that's how they make their money. So I hope these were a good example of help you understand the different types of relationships. And as I said, sometimes they kind of blur between each other. Sometimes it might start with co-opetition, turn into a strategic alliance, and then someday might actually be a joint venture. But the whole idea is that you're working together with others to help build your company.